rage, anger. Lord, it's so prevalent these days, more than I've ever seen, really, from road rage to just drama in personal lives and things. And it's easy to get worked up into a good mad. Y'all ever just been, what they say, the switch has been flipped? I mean, your hair stands up on the back of your head. You see red, you don't have any side vision at all, and you're just ready to run through something. Yeah, me too. I've had that before. But how oftentimes is it better to kind of diffuse that situation? Maybe a little bit. Leadership. Diffusing things. How many times have we come across anger or an argument in public, looking at our phones trying to catch the latest fight video instead of saying a little prayer and whispering a little peace on the situation. I know the world could use a lot more of that. Y'all reckon? I had read a story in the 1970s. They had some issues over in South Africa. It didn't make itself manifest until the 80s in Kruger National Park Wildlife Preserve. There was a rash of rhinoceroses that were being killed and mauled all across the park. The count was over 50, and they were perplexed at what was doing it. Originally, they thought it was poachers due to the value of the horns on the rhinos, but all the carcasses, the tusks or the horns were intact. There were marks all on the back of these huge, tough rhinos. They finally figured out it was a group of roving juvenile elephants. See, what had happened in the 70s, some of the parks were overloaded, so they were dispersing some of the younger animals across the continent. Well, those bull elephants, the father figures, were a little bit too heavy to carry, too heavy to transport, so they just took the babies and the mamas. Well, these elephants were now juveniles, didn't have a father figure to lead them, so they roved in packs and just mauled and created havoc all over the park. When they realized it, they took the time and the expense to move in some of the big bull elephants, the fathers, the old ones, into the park. And within a matter of days, the juveniles came into check. Father figures are so important. Mothers, fathers, they all have a role in the family unit. But that structure that those young elephants were missing even showed up in nature. That's something. Nature's God's second book of his goodness, in my mind. He shows us all around the sovereignty of it. There's no politics, there's no emotions, there's no preferences. It's just as he designed it. And we could sure learn a lot from it. Couldn't we? I think so.